joining me right now on the Kate On Live line with his tech news is Kevin Richards from Ventura Web Design. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Good morning, Alan. Today is an incredibly exciting day in tech.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because Atlas Shrugged 3 was coming out. But okay, and because I was here at the Emerald Island Casino. But it's in tech, it's a big news. What's going on today?
Atlas Shrugged was pretty awesome, too. I got to thank you for inviting us out to that. We had a great time there. It's a great movie. I certainly encourage everybody to check that out.
I am with you 100% on that. So what's big in the tech world today? That's so exciting.
Well, it's right in your backyard, Alan. Apple has announced their new iPhones that are coming out, and you can pre-order starting today. They've got the iPhone 6, and they've got the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, as I recall, you've got the 5S, right?
I have the 5S, the top of the line one up to now, I guess.
That's right. So you're definitely going to want to consider upgrading. So you've got some options here. Your screen is 4 inches. The new 6 is 4.7 inches. And then the 6 Plus is actually 5.5 inches. So
yeah, but that's a lot bigger, though. You have to hold it and everything like that in your hand. Isn't that a lot bigger?
Well, it's bigger, but it's good because it allows you to see more on the screen. If you work with spreadsheets, this is becoming more of a business tool. So it's giving you more space in which to do your work. But Apple, always very cognizant of how much the device weighs. It is very, very light, and it's actually very thin. So I don't think you're going to even notice the difference. I think you might actually find that this feels lighter than your current one.
So they're actually thinner. The 6 and 6 Plus are both thinner than my 5S.
I believe so, yes. They're very, very thin products. And what's neat about it is that yours actually has kind of it's not a curved edge, it's a hard edge. This new one actually has a curved edge, so it'll slip into your pocket even easier.
Oh, okay. Actually, mine's curved, I think. Yeah, because I have a little thing around it there. But real quickly, you said pre-order. So you can't get it today. You have to pre-order it. When's it going to be ready for delivery?
It's going to be shipping next Friday. So if you pre-order today from your carrier, it's available with AT&T and Sprint, T-Mobile, and Verizon, I think, are the 4 that have it here domestically. And you can go, if you're currently with any one of those, you can go and check online and you can see if you're available, if the upgrade is available on your account. Hopefully you didn't order a iPhone recently. If you ordered recently, you might have to be in a contract and wait 2 years, or you might have to see if they'll let you upgrade.
Wow, I would think they would want you to upgrade, but okay. So it's going to pre-order, which means you don't have to stand in line really for it, right?
That is the trick. If you pre-order, you can just wait for the FedEx guy to show up next Friday and deliver you a shiny, nice little brand new phone.
All right, let's get into it. So I understand the size a little bit bigger, the screen itself. What else is so special about the 6 and 6 Plus?
It has so much new technology on it. One thing that it has is it has an elevation sensor, and I'm kind of sciencey and geeky, so I have actually wanted to know what elevation I'm at. So it's got a sensor in it for that now. It can determine that via relative air pressure. It's switching over to the new it's VoLTE. It stands for Voice over LTE, which basically means that it's switching from the 3G network over to the 4G, which means you can have simultaneous voice and data. It's much faster when it connects to your Wi-Fi. Remember that time capsule that I had you buy?
Yes, that's right.
The Wi-Fi router. That has it's called 802.11ac, and the AC means that it's a new protocol of delivering Wi-Fi data. So when you're at home on your iPhone 6 now, you're going to be getting your videos and whatever you're downloading 3 times faster than the old routers, which was the N standard, and that's what you currently have on your old iPhone.
Tell me about the battery life in this. How does that work?
Battery life is significantly improved. Now this is where you got to kind of decide, do you want the 6 Plus or do you want the 6? And the difference is obviously the 6 is a bigger product, so they had space to put in a bigger battery. So for example, the talk time on the 6 Plus is estimated to be at about 24 hours. Between one charge, you can talk literally for an entire day. On the 6, it's 14 hours. So there's a significant difference there.
So the 6 is 14, 6 Plus, 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
So video playback, the 6 Plus has about 14 hours, but then the 6 is able to stretch all the way up to 11. And then for audio playback, it's about 80 hours versus 50 hours. And now if you want to compare this to the current 5 you've got, the 6 Plus, like I said, has 80 hours of audio playback. Your 5S only has 40 hours. So huge difference in the battery.
And what is my talk time in a 5S? Do you know offhand?
The talk time on a 5S should be about 10 hours.
About 10 hours. Okay, so I like the idea of longer talk time because, I'm using it this morning. I'm already down to 84% because I keep it on because I use it for time check. So, I like the idea. I'll have to check and see if I'm eligible in my contract for an upgrade, and then I'll have to think about switching on over. I want to talk about some other things, too. Apple Pay, Apple Watch. I want to also talk about the flash flood alerts for Las Vegas. I've been getting those. We'll talk about that in a few moments as well. I'm talking with Kevin Richards, our tech news that we do every week. He is, of course, with Ventura Web Design and the people who designed allenstock.com, by way of disclosure, just to let you know. First of all, let's do the flash flood alerts for Las Vegas. I had this happen twice this last week, and it's loud, letting you know it's a big flash flood. And they're very accurate. I mean, it sounds weird to say that, but it is. I mean, as soon as they come on, I looked outside, and sure enough, it was starting to happen, and a huge, huge monsoon came my way twice. But I don't remember ever putting this app on my phone.
Yeah, it's not an app. It's actually something that's built into your iOS software, and it's called Government Alerts. And you're right, it sounds just like, remember on radio, of course you remember this, we're about to test the emergency broadcast system. It sounds exactly like that, right? So what happens is you've got a notification center in your iPhone under your settings, and it allows you to receive both Amber Alerts and emergency alerts. So you are able to stay as informed as you want to stay, and you're right. It knows where you are because of the cell towers. So if you're on one end of town and it's not raining over there, but suddenly you're driving right into a storm, as you said, it'll give you that warning.
You're right. At first it was my house the other day, and on the west side, on the far west side, and that happened. And then I was at the Valley High Golf Club on Monday. And it said it's going to rain right there now. Boom, and bam! It just came down in buckets. So you're wow. Now it will automatically give you the emergency and Amber Alerts both. Is that right?
Right. Those are defaulted to on, and you have the ability to turn them off if you want to. But I would encourage you to keep them on. It provides valuable information, and I've yet to see it be abused or overused.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to turn it off. It reminded me of the red alert that they have. Yeah, everyone had in Israel when I was there, letting you know when every rocket was fired from Gaza into Israel. Every time it was being fired, an app, alert would go off on the cell phone, and it showed you how much they were firing them over, and it was rapid. It was all the time, so I didn't download it in my phone, but a friend of mine did. And on the way to lunch and throughout lunch, I'm telling you, it just constantly went off. He had to finally shut the sound off because it was just too much. But you're right. I wouldn't shut it off. I like getting the information, and I think that's what's important. Kevin Richards with Tech News. I'm going to be going to our pet pick here, so I'm going to cut it short. But if you want to get in touch with Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design, you can go to venturawebdesign.com. You can also go to allenstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the Ventura Web Design logo. And, of course, click onto that. You'll be in touch with Kevin Richards and Ventura Web Design. If you're a small business looking to be able to create a web page, these guys do a great job. They did mine, and I just want you to check it out and see how good it is. Kevin, thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate it. Good seeing you the other day. I saw your dad on Monday, by the way, at the Republican Men's Club that I spoke at Valley High. And I thank you for being with us today, and we'll do it again next Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. He said he had a great time, so that was good. And definitely next week, we got a lot more to talk about. We got Apple Pay, we got Apple Watch, and so much more.
We will get into it all next week. I appreciate it very much. Have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
All right, take good care.
Thank you.